This is important, and it's 2-2. And look in the key concept box on page 101. It says related conditional statements. That's what we're going to call it. Related conditional statements. We're going to talk about 4 statements today. First one is a conditional. And we talked about a conditional statement yesterday, and we said that it was an if-then. That it contained a hypothesis and conclusion. Alright? An if-then statement with a hypothesis and a conclusion. The symbol is that P arrow Q, and that is read if P, then Q. The P being the hypothesis, the Q being the conclusion. And in that Venn diagram, remember the small circle had the P in it, the big circle had the Q in it? Alright, that meant the hypothesis is part of the conclusion. Second statement is a converse. A converse is when you take a conditional statement. It's still an if-then. But you take the conditional and you switch the hypothesis and conclusion. So the symbol for that Q then P, and you would read that if Q then P. P is still the hypothesis, Q is still the conclusion. But you just switched them, didn't you? You put the conclusion after the if, and you put the hypothesis after the then. Does everybody understand the relationship between a conditional and its converse? Just switch the hypothesis and conclusion. Alright, the third type of statement is called inverse. You're missing this. You're going to miss this. An inverse is an if-then. And you negate the conditional. Negating the conditional, which was your original statement. Symbol. Not spelled SM. Is not P, not Q. Which is said or read if not P, then not Q. P being the hypothesis and Q being the conclusion. And finally, there is a contrapositive. Spelt contra, positive. It's also an if-then. And now it's where you negate the converse. symbol would be not Q, not P. It would be red if not the original conclusion, then not the original hypothesis. Bless you. You kind of with me? No, do you have it written down? Okay, if you got that part, then we're going to do this. Oh, I don't want the hand, I want a new page. Okay. Write this. Conditional, converse, inverse, contrapositive. And I'm going to show you how this works. Let's come up with a very basic conditional statement. Does anybody want to volunteer a basic, very simple if-then statement? Doesn't have to be true. Doesn't matter if it's true. An if-then statement. Good. If an animal has 4 paws, then, go ahead, it is a good cat. That's our conditional statement. It's got a hypothesis, it's got a conclusion, it's an if-then statement, correct?
Yes.
Now, to write the converse of that, what do your notes say to do?
Take the conditional and switch the hypothesis.
Switch the hypothesis and the conclusion. So now we're going to say if it is a cat, then it has 4 paws. Your if still stays where it is, your then still stays where it is, but you took the it is a cat and you put it after the if.
You don't include the animal part.
Excuse me?
You don't include the animal part. You don't worry about that word?
If an animal, then in this case, for argument, no, you don't have to. Would it be more accurate if you left animal with the 4 paws? Then yes. Okay, so I probably should have put the word animal in here. If it is a cat, then it is an animal with 4 paws. Okay, so Dan, yes. What do your notes say about the inverse? Negate the conditional. So we're going to take the original statement and negate it. If it is not an animal, if it does not have 4 paws, if it is an animal, and does not have 4 paws, then what? Then it is not a cat. Negated the original hypothesis and conclusion. And then a contrapositive negates the converse. So if we negated that converse, we would say if it is not a cat, then it does not have 4 paws. Okay? So those are your related statements. Related conditional statements. You've got a conditional, you've got a converse, you've got an inverse, and you've got a contrapositive. That's how they're related, and that's how you get from one to the other. Now, your assignment for tonight. You're going to go online, and you are going to search You're to go online and search related conditional statements. Okay? You're looking for videos. You're going to find a video related to related conditional statements. You're going to watch the video. You're going to copy the example that they do into the video onto a piece of paper or into the body of an email. So you're going to rewrite their example. You're going to document the length of the video. That's how long it is. And the URL where you found it. Okay, the address. It's going to be on YouTube, and once you click on something, it's going to be YouTube /147482 said hut hut on 7 hot dog buttered popcorn hamburger goober burger. Okay, then you are going to hand it in or email it to me. Can I just copy the URL and everything on over and copy it, print it, hand it in? Don't know why you wouldn't. Okay. But you're still going to have to get the example that was in the video. You're going to have to type it onto something. Okay. The rest of the stuff you can copy and paste it, right? And my email is wholesomeback.robert@brevardschools.org. Excuse me? Yes. Now, one thing I need to talk to you guys about.